Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. So good morning, everyone. Apparently the session is has been going really well. Um, Let me just see if okay, cool. Right. So good morning. My name is Elvin, and I'm from SmartBee Solutions. Today I'm going to talk about going into the digital space, and as I can imagine, a lot of people are stuck at home. You would want to try to find ways to optimize your business, and why not go digital, right? Okay. So quick background, I started in the digital space when I graduated. My background is actually in engineering and in finance. Did a lot of systems work when I was in the banking sector about 10 years ago. While doing all that, I moved into blogging, and I have been building my own website and blogging and e-products and e-commerce for many years. While I was working in UK, I also started eBay. Back then, eBay calls it the eBay power seller as the highest status, and that's what I did. Fast forward many years. Right now, SmartBee Solution is predominantly working on ERP systems, task automation, and system design. I'm not going to go through in details. A lot of my profile can be found on the website, and let's just go straight to the information. Okay, so uh, COVID-19 and everyone's working from home and everyone's moving to online. It's very exciting for me and for the world because as Tony Robbins says, it takes 21 days to form a new habit. And because of that, everyone is going to use a lot more systems, a lot more mobile apps, a lot more websites. And if you don't come into this space, then actually, in a way, you're going to lose out. So how do you go about it? Right. So I'm going to try to cover, I know there's 300 over participants now, it's a big crowd. I'm going to try to cover bits of different parts of people's background. So you've got micro and small businesses. Second would be small and medium businesses. And the third one is, I guess, a bit more generalized on what are the do's and don'ts. Okay. So first one, micro and small business. So when I say micro or small business, I generally refer to people of 5 employees or less. Usually the business owner is running it back to back. First thing you need to do if you're not already doing it is to make Google your friend. Uh, uh, Everyone knows about Gmail, everyone knows about Google Drive. Actually, at the back of everything, there's a lot of information that Google provides that's free. This is one example. I think Jen talked about analytics and all. Google provides a lot of free online courses on analytics, but this is only for analytics. Google has a lot more things that is in the pipeline. So do your homework. Of course, work with people like Exabyte if you need to, but uh, these are the things if you are micro and you want to save costs and you've got not much to do right now until the 14th, then go search for it. There's plenty of free stuff online. Uh, Start with Google. Google has many courses already, right? Uh, I would say it's a good time to practice with freebies, right? Practice with freebies. Look for products that's relevant to your industry. Look for software that's relevant to your industry. I'll give you an example. Okay, so Zoom. Everyone knows Zoom. Like all of a sudden, everyone is using Zoom or using Skype. Everyone is like, "Oh, how do I use this?" And trust me, after 21 days of using Zoom, everyone's like, "Oh, why are we not? Why are we meeting face to face? Why not just Zoom in? Why travel? Why bother?" Right? So the new norm. This is going to be the new norm. New habits are being implanted into our daily routines. So small things to practice is check out your sound system, check out your audio. These are things that people will be not familiar. A lot of them will start Zoom with a mobile, and then eventually, when you want to have a real meeting, you be a bit like me, a bit of a geek. I bought my own headset, noise removal systems, good software. It's because I've been using this for many years, and I want to make sure that my audience actually can hear good quality presentation. Right. So these are things to take note. Uh, for those who are really completely new, try freebies like Evernote. Evernote has been around for a long time. You use it integrated with your desktop, your mobile app. You just want to write notes. For those who are a bit of the older generation and still used to pen and paper, you start with Penultimate. Penultimate is actually a subsidiary of Evernote, where you still use your hand to scribble something, right? So these are small things that you can start practicing. This is a great app I've been using for many years, and it integrates back to the left-hand platform where you can search your notes online or on your mobile phone. Again, freebies. I know I'm going on and on. This was an interior design software that I found that allows me to create a 3D version of my room when I was doing my renovation. So find the freebies that are related to industry. Get started with this kind of tools. Next, try lots and lots of experiments. This is Google Survey. A lot of people know about Google Survey, but what happened or what I did with Google Survey was I was looking for a personal expense mobile app. I couldn't find something that was suitable for me, so I created a mini system using Google Form. So what I did was I created a form for myself. I then created a bookmark on my mobile app. And on the bookmark, it looks exactly like an app. Now, every time I click on the bookmark, it goes to the right-hand screen where, hey, actually I am filling up a form for myself to look at my own expenses. And voila, I created a mini little system or mini mobile app for myself. Run this kind of experiments. These are all tools that are out there that is already available. Number 4, understand younger consumers. Question that I used to ask my clients is, how long does it take for a customer to buy a new book? Amazon around 2010 started the buy now with one click. They even registered the one click, and what it means is with one click your book is on your app straight away. Payments are all done, everything is fast. So younger generations are always looking for instant tools. So if you're a business owner and you want to get into digital space, these are the things that you need to consider. Look at how the younger consumers are going to lead how consumer spending habits will look like. So online shopping, all those, everyone is very familiar, and more people are going into this space. Sales. I completely agree with Jen. You should really try out digital marketing. Whether it's you're going to do it yourself or employ some professionals to help you. Why? Because especially for the older generations who are not familiar with digital space, most older business owners are more excited about sales. If you can show them that you can bring sales in, they'll most likely approve. And this applies for most SME. Well, I suppose with COVID-19 now everyone is forced to, but this was a slide that I prepared a while ago. Now, what I really like about Google digital marketing all is you start understanding the data, you start analyzing how you do your marketing. You look at trends, you look at patterns, you look at demography. All these are good places to start. And again, these are all free. Of course, you pay for the Google ads, but hey, you learn along the way. Hire interns. I started this website a while ago. Look for interns. If you want to go in a digital space, in a way, I'm sorry, but these are your cheaper labor. Right now, with COVID-19, a lot of jobs are being slashed. You still need manpower. So why not look for an intern or two? In my company, we actually have 3 or 4 IT interns. This is something you can take advantage. And to be fair, the interns want work experience also, and they want to graduate. So it's a win-win situation. Virtual assistant. This is up and coming. I think hiring an assistant is great. So for myself, I hired a few assistants before COVID-19, and as soon as that COVID-19 happened, because it was on a contract basis, I managed to reduce their working hours with no issues. This is great. Now, the main reason for this is actually virtual assistants are really great in specific skills. So social marketing, customer support. A lot of the English-speaking countries like India or Philippines, they are very good and hardworking people that can help us in troubled times like this. Okay, so that's a quick summary. All right, let me check how I do time. Okay, cool. All right, next. So far so good, I hope. Am I going too fast? All good? No? Cool. Okay. How to grow using an all-in-one system. Okay, so the next part of the discussion is to start moving towards small and medium businesses. I will look at, for those who have posted any questions, I'll look at them at the end of it, so that I'm a bit concerned of time, so I'm just trying to make sure I am on track with time. Okay, so apologies for that. So, for medium to larger companies, we talk about all-in-one system. So an all-in-one system is actually just a simple ERP system that is on cloud. Unlike the traditional ERPs, it has a lot more flexibilities, right? So now, if you are going to move into, if you're a medium or, well, if you're a SME and you want to go into the digital space and you want to take advantage of systems, this is the right time to start planning and to figure out what you want to look for. So the few things that you want to think about is, a lot of people talk about older generations they're not going to be good at systems. Sure, right now a lot of them are forced to use systems, but then you want to find systems that are that will improve your way of capturing data. So my first point is simplify how data entry is made. For me, this was an example that we did for a factory, and there's a lot of foreign workers. They couldn't read English, so we prioritize things like colors, numbers, and we work on pictures, right? Things that people are instinctive, and as soon as they see, they understand. So this is how you improve the UI and UX of the system. Look for systems that or design systems that are simple to use. Apart from mobile app, you can also create web form for your customers. In times like this, everyone is online, so web forms are great. So again, if you have practice using a Google survey form, creating a web form like this to be integrated to your system will be amazing. Of course, when after everyone comes out from the home, from the MCO, things like tracking and using POS terminal will make it simpler. Now, just to be clear, the screen on the right is to illustrate how we help clients use touchscreen terminals by buying POS terminals. This is something that a lot of people look for touchscreen, but at the same time don't want to spend a lot of money on expensive computers. So this is something you can look at. And these were the buttons that we create, big buttons. Even the older generation can start using systems. So that's what we encourage our clients to do. And then the key information that I'm trying to say is, if you simplify your data entry, your employees will make your life easier, right? So that's point number one. Number two, understand your workflow. This is a good time to look at your processes, from buying your stock to rearranging your warehouse, to sending out an invoice, to sending out sales questions, and so on and so forth. You want to have an end-to-end analysis to see how you're operating. Someone was joking yesterday that during COVID-19, a lot of business owners suddenly realized that, hey, why am I having so many employees when actually people can operate using good systems already? So it's interesting. We've been people from the IT sector has been encouraging business owners to think about it, but sadly, but fortunately or unfortunately, it takes a big crisis to get people to wake up. And that's what's happening. So you want to have an end-to-end and make sure that the analysis is thorough in terms of it goes across different divisions of your business. The other thing is to write it on a piece of paper, to scribble, to draw as much information as possible. So this was a example of when we started to write the flowchart. The details just kept coming, and we started involving different people. And we did IoT integrations, we did flow processes. So this is something you want to think about. This is one example. This is another example that we did for another client, where, okay, what happens when you click this? What happens when you click that? A lot of people do things very intuitively, but actually when you put it on a piece of paper and you want to systemize it, a lot of them forget that actually there's a lot more information underneath it. Okay? And for medium to large companies, if you want to find a system that suits you, this is the good time to start looking. There's tons of ERP systems, there's tons of software out there, and everyone is offering really, really good stuff. But more importantly, what is the type of systems that suits your needs, suits your business? Go do your homework. Go understand your options. Talk to vendors. Give them a call. Most of them are quite free now, I'm sure. Just give them a call and find out how it can help your business. Number 4, this is a little bit to, I would say, medium to larger companies, is that you want to start thinking, right, now I'm going to implement a system. I'm going to use the system to collect a lot of data. Now, how am I going to review the data? How can I use data to help me make critical decisions accurately? Right. So that's something that you should consider, and that will be extremely useful when you implement a system that suits your needs. Okay, and more importantly, how, as I said, how you want to read them, how you want to display them. I'll give you a very simple example. This was a project that we did for a client. They sell hardwares, high volume transactions, and they wanted to analyze the profit margins of each of their items, each of their SKUs. This page here took us about 3 months to design and finalize, and then 1 month to build. All right, forget the building part. All right, the brainstorming that took a lot of time could have been done when people actually planned it out properly. I'll give you an example. Now, to understand profit margins or gross margins, we had to review what was the cost of the item that was sold at that point of time. So for those who are familiar, there is what we call weighted average costing, and there's first in, first out costing. The system needs to be able to pick out, all right, this was sold on 1st of April. The cost of when I purchased that stock was from maybe 31st of December last year, and this was the price, and this is the margin. So these are very detailed information that business owners need to use, because times like this, you really want to tighten up your sales numbers. You want to tighten up and squeeze as much profit out of it, and most importantly, you don't want to sell things at a loss, right? So having good data is very useful. Apologies if this is a lot of information, but this is something you can start thinking of now. Data has many levels. We have strategic level that looks at, this is what most companies will look at. What's your sales figure? What's your profit? You've got tactical level. This is from Power BI. That looks at, what are the operation numbers? How's my machine doing? How's my sales team performing? And of course, you've got technical levels. This is a lot more on machineries. Then when you have all that, you pull in, and this is what SmartBee helps clients do. On the left hand side, we find different ways, unconventional ways to collect data. We pumped it into the system. We have our own reporting system, but because we have so much data, we start pushing the data to analytics and dashboards so that people can review them in prettier charts like this. Okay. Right. Alright, so now you must be thinking, right, Alwyn, you must be mad for me to do so many of this. This is so much information to digest. Sure. And the key thing is not to do the whole thing at one go. Of course, planning, I always say planning is 70% and 30% is implementation. That's number 1. Number 2, break down the project, right? Take it down in small chunk that is bite size. You want to find a vendor, work with them, implement small pieces first, and then slowly grow your project. So typically, I would work with clients who would look at, I just want to look at my sales, and we'll start with sales. I just want to look at my warehouse, my logistics. Then I'll look at systems related to that, because all-in-one software usually for SmartBee, I can't represent everyone. For SmartBee, we run in modular systems, so I can pick one and start and then grow the other one. And this is what you want to do with your vendors. You want to be able to discuss with them, all right, guys, times are bad. How can we manage the implementation in a more digestible way? Okay, next thing, know your vendors. So it sounds straightforward, but there are many types of vendors out there. I'm not here to criticize anyone, but Some are problem solvers who will work very closely with you, whereas there are people who are just distributors. So you want to be, I suppose, careful and intelligent about this kind of thing. So make sure you get to know them. Right? Vendors are human beings as well, and people like ourselves, we are just trying to run a business. We're trying to make a living. We are human beings. It's okay to say hi and have coffee. Well, we can't have coffee now, but we can have Zoom. And just to get to know each other better. All right. So that's a very quick summary of the second part. Right, now I'm going to go to the third part. Okay, hopefully I haven't overloaded everyone. Hopefully some of the information has been very, very useful. I noticed there are some questions coming up. I will pick them up in a minute. So just keep them coming and I'll try to answer you as I go. Okay, so 3, the must-dos and must-haves when you go digital. Right, so I used to tell people that you have to go paperless. This is a no-brainer. Why? Because if the government, people like LHDN and EPF and SOCSO, they are already using paperless, most companies can go paperless. A lot of people are saying, oh, but my auditor don't allow it. Now, the auditor is playing safe. They are very conservative and very reserved people. I used to be an accountant, so I know. What they want to do is be safe. So they always encourage having paper copy because they're used to it. Talk to your auditors, right? And if you can't find an auditor who is willing to go paperless with you, message me later. I will recommend some where they actually help. And for me, for example, my auditor don't look at papers anymore. I just send them a whole folder of PDFs, and that's my audit done, right? So go paperless. That's a must-have. Right? This with COVID-19, this will come out even more. Adobe Fill and Sign is where if you get a PDF on your mobile phone, you can actually sign using the PDF now. Some regulatory bodies will accept it, some will not. Discuss with your team, discuss with your stakeholders and your partners. Now, start small. A lot of people have this idea that going digital is a very scary decision, and to a certain extent, I completely understand. So you want to start small. Like I explained just now, break your project into mini chunks. Start with a stock tracking, or maybe you want to start with sales, or you want to start with digital marketing. For factories or medium-sized companies, you can start with very simple IoTs. We work with our clients in different ways. Some clients always think I'm crazy because I'm very unconventional, and maybe because I come from operations and I'm not really from IT. I have a tendency to share ideas that are not the norm, but it has to be practical, right? And there are plenty of platforms out there, software and vendors. I believe the next speaker is also from a ERP vendor. There are so many out there that you guys can work with, but keep it small and keep it simple. How small? How simple? It should be so small and so simple that even your interns can implement it, right? If interns can do it for you, and look for IT interns, of course, you just work with them, right? This is the best way to start. This is the best for me. This is the lowest cost. Of course, if you are not an expert and you want to focus on sales, then work with partners. Work with partners like Callers, call Exabyte, call any partners that can help you implement it. Aim to use data meaningfully. Have foresight. A lot of the data that once come in will give you predictability. I've been looking very closely at the growth rate of the COVID-19 cases. On a day-to-day basis, we've got about 150 cases. But actually, if you look at the percentage, although every day is 150, the number of cases in terms of percentage is actually smaller. So that gives me comfort that actually things are improving. Now, for your business, what data do you need? I ask the question as how data can help you improve your business. These are things that you can really consider. Don't grow white elephants, especially typically the big, larger SMEs. They have a tendency to invest in expensive softwares. No doubt, most of the expensive ones are really great, but some of the good ones are actually affordable. So this is something that you want to think about. Invest in Excel training, guys. Excel training is God gift from heaven. A lot of what I do with my clients, I actually start modeling them using Excel. This is an example where we did a time calculator, and this is version 24. What we did is we tried to simulate the what if scenarios. What happens if we do this? What happens if we do that? And we built macros to simulate a real system. Guys, you're sitting at home not doing much. Go look for a good Excel training. If you can't find one, message me. These are the places you can already start looking at if you're really free. Now, next thing is reward digital and change initiatives. Look, this is tough time. This is a challenging time for not just employers, but for employees as well. Any small form of encouragement, pat on the back, hey, I'll buy you a drink, that sort of thing, will really motivate your team and uplift them. What you want is to encourage people to take change initiatives. You want to motivate your team to implement and bring in new ideas for you. And let's face it, most of the time, good ideas come from the team. It's not from you, because you as a business owner, sure, you generate a lot of ideas, you talk to a lot of people, that's really great. But then initiatives don't come from you, because the people on the ground are the ones that will give you the greatest ideas, right? For me, create good SOP online. This is, sure, some will say this is challenging. So if you can, this is for my own company. I use this for internal and external clients. It's like a help page. It's like a FAQ page where you want to create a centralized location where people can look for it, but it is most accessible because it's online. Currently, we have about 600 over units already. We started building this 2-3 years ago, and it's been really helpful for my internal staff and my external staff. Like, for example, we've got house rules, we've got visions from me, how to use the software, and so on and so forth. Tips for really good content is to create content on your online academy or online help page. Is to create contents to teach your team to create content, right? Remember, you want people to be creating content for you and not you creating content all the time. Okay, these are all useful. I'm aware of time, so I'm just going to move on. And there you go. This is the summary. Right, so now this is where SmartBee, during times like this, we try to do our part to help the businesses, and these are some of our offerings. First of all, if anyone who wants to speak to me, I am available for 45-minute consultation on Zoom, of course, for the next 5 days. Thankfully, thanks to Excite who arranged me on the first slot. Just message me down there and we can talk about, I'll allocate the time. I believe these slots do not clash with any of the programs. So if you're available and interested, drop me an email. It's on first come, first serve basis. Now, of course, likewise, if you are a partner who wants to find a new income stream, I'm also looking for partners in times like this to work with partners to grow my business. Now, the other one that is very interesting for me is that as you've looked at all my presentation, a lot of our businesses are actually working with medium and larger companies. For the first time, we're going to launch a light version, which is now beta. For those who are interested to sign up, if you sign up before the 14th, you're going to get this price. Typically, our packages are $399 per month. For now, we are promoting this. If you sign up by end of this week, you will get a better offer, which is $189 per month. Bearing in mind, if there's no obligation, there's a 7-day free cancellation if you don't think this system is suitable for you. But having said that, we have resources to manage this, so I'm going to put in my team to help me focus on helping clients work on this light version. Now, and for today, if you sign up today, it's going to be $159 for forever, I suppose, as long as you don't cancel your contract. Now, what is beta version? What is light version? What I'm trying to do with my clients is, Okay, these are summary. You can find them. What I'm trying to do with my clients is to build community features that are going to be very, very useful for most SME. Bear in mind, I'm quite new to the micro and small business where the systems that they use is quite different from the bigger clients. In the past, we've done so many customization that actually quite uh, it doesn't work in our favor sometimes. So the community version will allow clients to request for new features, and we will aim to launch new features every quarter. This is my promise to all my clients. We want to, but of course, in a systematic way, we will work with clients. Clients need to vote for which is more useful, and we will then share those features with our clients. Yes, we have online academies to teach all the clients how to use the software, and it comes with quiz to ensure that the knowledge are transferred healthily to your team. Okay, I think that's all for me. I'm going to look at the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Alvin.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for sharing your thoughts, your inputs into this topic. And I think there's a few questions that you'd like to answer if you
Okay.
may.
So,
Does ERP make sense for bigger corporations? How does ERP benefits to SME industry, especially to those industry involving variable quantity? So meaning the way are constantly changing in stock. So if you'd like to answer that question.
sorry, can couldn't hear you properly. Can you repeat that?
Okay, as ERP makes sense for bigger corporations, how does ERP benefits to SME industry, especially to those industry involving with variable quantity, meaning the way are constantly changing in stock?
Okay, so um, this is a difficult one. It depends. The way I always look at it is what's your investment and what's the benefit. If you look at the first of all, that you have to know your vendors, know the softwares, and know the ERP outsides. There are too many options. Um, so then it goes back. I mean, for smaller companies, it's dollars and cents, right? How much are you paying? Like in the past, I tell my clients now, how much is one employee? Typically, a fresh grad, you're talking about plus minus 2,000 ringgit a month. But if you can find a reasonable ERP system that is causing you maybe well, in this case 160 a month, or in the past 400 ringgit a month, and that 400 ringgit can justify the amount of work and the time saving, and that can usually justify the cost really. Now, what small companies don't look at usually is cost of errors when it happens. So I spoke to some of my friends where some of their companies got hacked and they lost a hell lot of data. Now, for them to reinstate and to search for data and to pump that data back in the system easily cost them 3 to 4 manpower for the whole month. Right now, if you do the maths, that's easily more than 10,000 ringgit, right? Versus y- you know I understand it's very tight for small companies, but you just have to, it really depends if you're short-sighted or far-sighted. If you can see the future and everyone is going to use the system, then actually the investment is worth it. And to be brutally honest, the cost of an ERP system is actually coming down, and it has been coming down the last 5 to 6 years with the advancements of cloud technology, right? And that hopefully that helps answer the question.
Okay.
Cool.
And also for all the attendees, if you like to ask the question, do ask under the Q&A session, because under the chat, we'll be just chatting. So do go ahead to the Q&A session and ask away your questions. And
There's
there's
a
a few
Q&A.
more questions, Alvin, if you'd like to answer.
Okay.
May I know, is this web-based system? Can this system integrate with SQL
Right.
account system?
Okay. So just to be clear, SmartBee as a vendor, we only do cloud. We don't do desktop. Sure. Then there is a difference between paying a one-off fee versus a ongoing fee. So for us, we are 100% web-based and 100% online. Can this integrate with SQL? In the past, we have tried, but it's fairly difficult. The main reason is because for me to pull data out of SQL is fine, but for me to pump data into SQL requires me to have access into SQL from the backend. So most of the time we don't, because the cost of doing that is quite high. And to be brutally honest, SQL is launching their own cloud system, so they 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 are trying to keep everything to their own system. So we have worked with other companies, but the bigger ones. But SQL is one of them who we don't really, because it's quite difficult. Yeah,
Okay.
okay, that's
Okay. Mm, by Excel training is VBA Excel training. What kind of course would you recommend? Would Udemy course come in handy?
Uh, so it depends on your own team and your own level. Yes, VBA is one of it. I use a lot of VBA, but I don't do script writing. I do macro recording. So this is some of things that I teach my team to record the macro. Uh, I haven't seen Udemy because, in honesty, I have been using Excel for so many years that I actually don't look at courses anymore. But there are plenty. I'm sure Udemy has a few good ones. But it really depends on your level. So if you want to go to the more advanced ones, then I would recommend having if you're already intermediate to advanced, then getting spend a little bit more, right? Invest a little bit more. It's worth it. Yeah. Having said that, I really don't know the level of Udemy and what they're offering. Cool.
Okay. Okay. And if they're also some of them are also looking for your email. So if you like to give your email,
Right. Okay.
and
Yes.
as well as one of the question was, would it be possible to tell us what is the cost of ERP, cheapest to most expensive? Like example, what is the range?
Ooh. There's a lot. um, ERP systems wise, a few years ago, the cheapest one, this was 3 years ago, the cheapest was 200 a month as a one-off. Then it will just slowly go up according to function and according to the size of the project. Uh, so we know the expensive one are millions. The cheaper ones, these days, like ourselves, we're offering 160 with no setup fee, and that's just a flat. And I'm giving 60 days for free, with 7 day free cancellation. So I suppose I'm really pushing the prices even lower, and most vendors will probably not like me. But if I need to help clients in that sense, then I will. But there is no one size fit all. So just to be clear, there's the cheapest may not necessarily fit you. Again, go back to your basics. What which system suits you better? Get to know your vendors. Get to try out their system. Most of them will offer free trial. So connect with them. Give them a call, and definitely help you. Yeah.
Okay. There's a few questions, and
Hmm.
attendees, please ask the questions under the Q&A. If it's under the chat, then we can't track what are the questions. So if it's Q&A, it's much easier for us to check the answer and the question. Okay. Uh, if they're asking if you have any trial version or online demo for them to try out.
Well, yes, we have, but with this beta, I'm expecting a lot of sign up. So actually, I'm offering a 7 day free cancellation. So
Mm.
literally, no, you don't have to tell me why, Alvin, I don't like your face, and it's fine, right? Just cancel. With 7 days and with COVID-19, actually, there's a lot of things you can actually look through already. I will also offer the reason is I will also offer the online academy where there's a plenty of units that you can actually see and view. So that would be really helpful already. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool.
Okay. I think they're asking what time is the next section for presentation?
That should be
Um,
soon.
yeah, soon. Okay. Which Excel trainer would you recommend for intermediate to advanced?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't engaged. I may be launching my own online Excel training. It's just that with this COVID-19, it will be delayed. I actually have an online academy for Smart B already that is for non-ERP related trainings. We're trying to go into data science and data mining kind of training. Um, I don't know right now, but if you message me privately after this, and give me some time, I can check it out. There's a lot of trainers out there, but I can't vouch on the quality of the training. Yeah.
Okay. And I thank you so much, Alvin. There's a few more questions, and I think it would be very nice if you could answer them offline because we're running
Sure,
out of
yeah,
time.
yeah. So
So we shall move on to the
if I don't
yeah,
reply any of the questions, just message me. My email is
yeah,
in front. The website is
yeah.
just smartbee.co. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Thank you so
Exabyte.
much, Alvin. Thank you
Have a
so
good
much
day.
for
All
joining
right,
us.
thank you
Yeah.
then.